While I continue to love viewing items in a museum, I consistently ask myself, who are the owners of these items? And while I love visiting zoos, I usually tell myself I'm attending it to support wildlife. In other words, many of the animals are endangered, so having them in a place of safety makes sense. The learning journey in association with Turn It Up Tuesday, hosted by Ross Audio, presents Did You Know? This week we will reflect on human zoos, from slavery to exhibition. According to one writer, human zoos are dehumanizing practices that consist of regular, systematic, unscrupulous, insensitive, and even brutal practices that exhibit human beings. And of course, this was done to non-European ethnic groups. Seeing others as different from ourselves can be dangerous in our world. It can also be dangerous if we cannot understand that all men and women are created equally and should be treated in the same manner. Christopher Columbus may have set the stage for this dehumanizing process, and at one point he moved people from the Caribbean to Spain as a show of what was happening in the Caribbean. Science seemed to have also influenced these positions on human zoos by classifying people into races. As far back as the 16th century, one known figure had a collection of people of different races and animals in his possession. Hence, this became a trend and eventually became public with the emergence of public human zoos, which were established from 1835 to 1958. Let us explore how these zoos were established. The aim was to create a freak show. Yes, a freak show. A freak show is simply a display of people that others deem as different or abnormal. This was just to satisfy the curiosity of Western society. These displays were another low level that would dehumanize people and their culture. These displays took place in Paris, London, and several states in the United States. When we explore Belgium's involvement, it is said that this country made a mockery of Africans. According to the New York Times, inside a graveyard rest the remains of 6 Africans from Congo who were exhibited like animals in a zoo. These men were part of over 250 people, including children, ordered by King Leopold to be exhibited in the 1800s. Yes, the king was called Leopold. And if you knew anything about this evil man's relationship with Africa, you would know that he was up to no good. We would need days to highlight the evil acts orchestrated by this man. But again, let us not forget that he was one of the many individuals involved in the exhibition of humans from Africa. We cannot go on without mentioning the United States. To showcase its imperialism, in 1904 the United States hosted a World Fair. Over 1,000 people were brought to the United States to showcase for a time exceeding 5 months. These people were placed in spaces for the United States citizens to observe. Yes, it was solely for entertainment and to satisfy their curiosity of people who were different from themselves. The research revealed that over time, over 1.5 billion people visited these displays. In 1906, the Bronx Zoo displayed a native from Central Africa. The human on display was bought in a slave auction, and on his arrival at the Bronx Zoo, he was placed on exhibition alongside an orangutan at the Monkey House. There's also the story of an Eskimo girl being displayed in Europe. One of the most talked about stories of humans on display is that of Sarah Baartman. Pictures and drawings of Sarah Baartman highlight that many European men were fascinated about her physical features. Please check out the video description to learn more about Sarah and her struggle and her enslavement at that point in time. According to one writer, human zoos remind us that this history must never be forgotten. I remember in my early days in Jamaica, a tourist saw a woman sitting on a step, and the steps were in front of an art gallery on Church Street in Montego Bay. I believe that she had a scar on her face, and without permission, the white tourist snapped a picture of her. The woman seeing this was upset and started swearing in our Jamaican context. I could not blame her. She was not on display, but someone thought it was okay to take a picture of her without her permission. Today, there are images of black men and women being displayed simply because of their unique physical features. In many cases, these images of black men and women are not used to show positivity. Are you satisfied with how the images of black men and women are displayed in our society? If not, what can be done to improve our image? Yes, we can forgive, and we must forgive. But we should never forget, because knowing our history is going to lead us into the future. So I'm saying to you, we have to understand our position, and we must remember that whatever image we display of our own self should be one that is positive, uplifting, and motivating to others so they can follow our pathway. Over to you, Rossi.